You're sitting alone in a coffee shop, minding your business, scrolling your phone, then you feel it, that itch, you look up, and yeah, some stranger across the room is staring right at you, your stomach drops, your shoulders tense, you suddenly don't know what to do with your hands, nothing happened, nobody said a word, but your whole body just went on alert, like you're in actual danger. Why? Why does simply being looked at feel almost as bad as being touched? Turns out, this isn't just you being awkward, this is one of the oldest alarm systems in your brain. And it's a lot weirder than "I just don't like attention." Let's start with the basics. Scientists call this the watching eyes effect, and it's been tested over and over. In 2006, researchers at Newcastle University ran a simple experiment. They put up an honesty box in a break room where people paid for coffee on the honor system. Some weeks, the sign above the box had a picture of flowers, other weeks, it had a picture of a pair of human eyes, nothing else changed. Same box, same prices, same people, but when the eyes were up, people paid almost 3 times more than when the flowers were up. Just a picture, not even real eyes, and it completely changed human behavior. That's how deep this goes. You don't even need someone actually watching you. Your brain reacts to the symbol of being watched almost the same way it reacts to the real thing. Researchers have repeated this experiment in different countries, different settings, even different objects: posters in parking lots, stickers on bicycles, screensavers with eyes on office computers. Same result every time: fewer thefts, more honesty, more generous behavior, all triggered by nothing but a printed pair of eyeballs. So what's actually happening in your head? This comes down to a part of your brain called the superior temporal sulcus. Neuroscientists have found that this region is specifically wired to detect gaze direction, not faces in general, gaze specifically. Your brain has a dedicated system whose entire job is figuring out where other people's eyeballs are pointed, and it does this insanely fast, faster than you can consciously process it. In fact, studies using eye tracking technology show that humans can detect the direction of someone else's gaze in under 100 milliseconds. That's faster than you can blink, faster than you can form the thought, "Someone's looking at me." And here's the wild part: this system is so sensitive that it can misfire constantly. Ever felt like someone was staring at you, turned around, and nobody was? That's not you being paranoid. Researchers call this the gaze detection bias, and study after study shows humans are wired to overdetect being watched rather than underdetect. Your brain would rather give you 100 false alarms than miss one real threat, because for most of human history, missing a real threat could get you killed. Which brings us to where this whole thing actually came from. Go back tens of thousands of years, way before cities, before agriculture, before any of the comforts you're sitting in right now. Back then, being watched by another set of eyes almost never meant something good: a predator watching you from the tall grass, a rival group scouting your camp, an enemy sizing you up before a fight. Eyes on you meant you were being evaluated as either prey or a threat. There was no version of just minding my business back then. If something was looking at you, you needed to know why. Right now, no exceptions. So evolution did what it always does: it built a shortcut. Anytime you detect eyes on you, your amygdala, that almond-shaped alarm center buried deep in your brain, fires off a stress response before you even think about it. Heart rate spikes, cortisol floods your system, your muscles get ready to move, all of that from someone just glancing at you on the subway. Your body doesn't wait around to find out if the stare is friendly or dangerous. It reacts first and sorts out the details later, the exact same way it would if a predator had just stepped out of the bushes. Here's where it gets even stranger, though, because it's not just strangers. Studies on social anxiety have found that the fear of being watched gets massively amplified in humans, specifically because we're aware that other people are constantly judging what they see. A lion watching you is just gathering information. A human watching you is running a full analysis: your clothes, your face, your behavior, your worth. That's a totally different kind of threat, and your brain treats it that way. This is why public speaking ranks as one of the most common fears on the planet, sometimes even above death. Standing in front of a room isn't dangerous, but every single brain in that room is a potential threat evaluating you all at once, and your nervous system knows it. Now here's a twist almost nobody talks about: being watched doesn't just make you uncomfortable, it actually changes how your brain performs. This is called the audience effect, and it's been studied since the early 1900s. Psychologist Norman Triplett first noticed that cyclists rode faster when other people were watching them race, compared to riding alone. Sounds good, right? Except later research found the opposite happens for anything complex or unfamiliar. Simple tasks, you do better with an audience. Complicated tasks, you actually get worse. Your brain is so busy processing the fact that it's being watched, it has less power left over for the actual task. That's the real reason you choke during a presentation you rehearsed perfectly alone in your room. It's not that you forgot the material, it's that half your brain is monitoring the eyes in the room instead of your own words. Athletes know this feeling better than anyone. A free throw that's automatic in an empty gym suddenly feels impossible with a crowd locked onto you. Same body, same muscle memory, same shot you've made 1,000 times, but the second realize you're watching and something is on the line, part of your brain switches from perform mode into survive mode, and those two modes were never built to run at the same time. And this isn't limited to realize anymore, either. Modern research has found that people behave differently, more generous, more cautious, more image conscious even when they just believe they're being watched by a camera, whether or not it's actually recording. Some researchers think this exact mechanism is why social media messes with people's heads so badly. You're not just posting a photo. Some ancient part of your brain thinks thousands of real eyes are locked directly onto you, judging you in real time, the exact same alarm your ancestors felt from a predator in the grass, except now, it never turns off. There's no walking away from the watching eyes, they're always right there, in your pocket, buzzing every time someone new looks. So the next time you feel that creepy, skin-crawling sensation of being watched, know this: you're not broken, you're not too sensitive, you're running software installed hundreds of thousands of years ago, back when a pair of eyes locked onto you usually meant something wanted to eat you or kill you. Back then, that alarm kept your ancestors alive long enough to have kids, who eventually became you. The world changed, coffee shops replaced the savannah, cameras replaced predators crouched in the grass, but your nervous system never got the memo. It's still standing guard, scanning every room you walk into, because as far as your DNA is concerned, it's still that dangerous out there. So yeah, you hate being watched, turns out, so did every single person who came before you, all the way back. You're not weird. You're just really, really old software running on a very modern life. If this made you glance around the room just now, you're not imagining it. Next time, we're getting into why some people actually crave being watched, and what that says about them. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop a comment. Do you hate being watched, or does it not bother you at all?